The problem with you is you're whining like a little fucking baby.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode of Ask Papa Swolio. Remember, if you want your question answered right here on the show, just drop your question in the comments down below with the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and I will get to them as soon as I can. I'm out here on the porch, nips are out. It is so hot down here in Florida, and I have to turn off the air conditioning inside the office to film with quality audio, so I sweat my ass off, and probably not gonna be doing that too much more. Probably not. It's so fucking hot. But now it's a nice cool breeze, luckily, out here, and I can evaporate the sweat off my nips, and it's great. I can pinch them a little bit too. Ooh. First two questions, they're both from Miria Victoria and Annalise Marcuson, and they're both asking about this biche, Stephanie Buttermore. I don't know who this is, name sounds familiar, but they're both asking about her cheat day videos and if her cheat day videos encourage binging, purging, and an unhealthy relationship with food and dieting. If you're asking me about this chick's cheat day videos and if they create an unhealthy relationship, it sure sounds like they do. Binging, purging, these are the extremes that are a huge problem in the fitness industry, and this has to do with the fitness industry really being perpetuated by fitness competitors, and fitness competitors have to be exceptionally lean, and then they tend to binge, they tend to go all in on their training and diet, and then they just freaking eat the world, and it just really does perpetuate this real poor relationship with extreme dieting and then extreme, cheat days, eating 5 pizza pies. That's not healthy. That's not a good way to maintain your health. That's a good way to get fucking sick. That's a good way to gain weight in the long term, and it really puts you in this mindset of surplus or extreme restriction, and it's really not the way the human mind likes to work, in my opinion. I think it's better to pursue the foods that are optimal for your body, and if you tend to cheat or you slack here and there, it's not gonna be as impactful, but doing 3, 4, 5,000 calorie binges with processed foods is not the best way to pursue your health. You're just doing too much swinging back and forth, and it's mentally taxing as well as physically taxing. I don't know, I haven't watched these videos. Maybe I will, maybe I'll put my nuts on her chin, we'll see. Drop in the comments below if you would like to see that video. And aside from that, let's focus on eating the right food. Check out my video here on the elimination diet. There's a couple of videos ago in the past week or two. Check and see which foods work best for you. Focus on real foods, focus on whole foods, set those good habits, proper sleep, proper hydration, proper training program, good diet, and just focus on being consistent. Next question from Megan Chilinsky. Papa Swolio, so many conversations lately regarding fasting, which leads me to my question, how long is a healthy length of time to fast and drinking water only, or organic juices, coconut water, etc.? If you're doing any kind of juice, coconut water, any kind of substance, it's not fasting, so you can throw that out the window. How long is a healthy time to fast with drinking water only? I think that's up for debate. I'm sure you could do a couple days just fine, but aside from that, I'm not gonna put any recommendations. I don't recommend dry fasting. I don't recommend water fasting, just because there are a lot of people out there with a lot of health complications, and for a lot of people, it's probably not a good idea, nor will it create a healthy relationship with food, as per the previous question. You can go a day or two with just drinking water. I've never seen anything that's negative about that, but in terms of 3, 4, 5 days, why? Why would you? Why would you need to? 24, 48 hours, in my experience, would be the most you would want to do just a plain water fast, maybe water and black coffee. And there are a lot of people out there that disagree that black coffee is even keeping on a fast because of the trigger response to releasing blood glucose. I mean, it's up to you, but anything more than a day or two, 24, 40 hours, is probably pushing it. Question from Stephanie Lee. Hey, Papa Swolio. Hey, do you give yourself treat or cheat meals? If so, what is your go-to meal or food? Love your channel. Thanks, Stephanie. I don't really do that anymore. I don't really cheat or have things like that with food. I don't see the purpose in perpetuating a treat for doing stuff that I should be doing anyway. I'm not a dog, so, oh, here's a little treat, oh, good boy. If I really have a craving, and I'm being honest with you, if I'm having a craving, I'm a grown-ass man. I will eat something if I want to. I just don't crave pizza if I smell pizza. I don't crave fast food if I smell fast food. I love chicken wings, but I would prefer to have chicken wings that I made myself. Does that make sense? Like, I love chicken wings. That would used to be my go-to. I would binge on it. But all the sauce and the sugar, I just don't like how I feel afterwards. So if I was going to have chicken wings, I would like to buy organic or free range or pastor chicken wings and bake them and make it myself, and I'm just too lazy for that half the time. That would generally have been my go-to, but fuck, I love steak. I love a juicy grass-fed steak. So that's what I eat. That's my diet. So I love it. I do love cigars and I do love scotch. And I was actually thinking about doing some type of cigar and scotch review here on the channel. If you want to see that, drop in the comments below, and you might have your own opinions on smoking, but I don't do it every fucking day. It's just, that's my passion, and I know that seems to pull at different directions, but a lot of you like a glass of red wine. A lot of you are doing cheat meals once a week. So my cheat just happens to not be calorically negating. It doesn't happen to be a lot of sugar impact. And sure, there's tobacco involved. Everyone's got their thing. Everyone has something that pulls them or attracts them or inspires them or interests them. And I don't have many vices. I don't have addictions aside from addiction to my health and focusing on my health and my fitness. But I do allow myself some pleasures. That's what I like. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't encourage binge drinking. I don't have high calorie drinks and high sugary drinks. I don't drink to excess, nor do I have cigars to excess. The only thing I do excessively is pursue my health. I think it's good to have some balance. Your balance has to be your balance, and it has to be yours. It can't be anyone else's. You can't model your life around anyone else's, because in the end, you're the only one that you have to answer to. And at the end of your days, you're the one that's going to have to be satisfied with how you lived your life. So don't allow me to tell you what to do, and don't let anyone else tell you what to do. Understand that you are responsible for the choices that you make. I'm responsible for the choices I make, and so are you, and so is anyone else. So as much as you might have an opinion about my choices and I might have an opinion about yours, it doesn't matter. It's an opinion. You're the one that has to answer to those choices. Next question from Anna L. Papa Swolio, I recently moved to a night shift, 5 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. Any tips for living a healthy life, being awake all night and sleeping during the day? My circadian rhythm is in shock. You do everything else the same. You do everything else the same, and hopefully you can get off that shift. And I understand there's usually a better pay at night, or you rotate shifts every couple months. You might be a nurse, for example. But when it comes to living your healthy life, you do everything else as optimally as you can. You eat, you hydrate, you sleep when you can. It definitely throws you off, and you're definitely going to have negative effects on your health, because it's not natural for a human being to be awake all night long and have a reverse circadian rhythm. That's why it's called circadian rhythm. So we're supposed to get up in the morning and we're supposed to go to sleep at night. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but with technology and blue lights and all these issues, human beings are chronically deprived of sleep. You just happen to be deprived of sleep in terms of your work. You get the sleep that you need to, that you can, with the schedule that you have, and just do everything else as on point as possible. Next question from Jared Cohen. Papa Swolio, pros and cons to light or heavy weightlifting. There's really no cons to either. There's just pros. There's just different pros. There are pros to lightweight, and there are pros to heavyweight. It depends on what you want to accomplish. This is a very vague question, but it's also a good question, because a lot of people are always asking, should I go heavier with less reps or lighter with more reps? Depends on your experience, depends on your training split, depends on your goals. If you want to get as big as possible, you need volume. So that's going to look like more moderate reps, and you're going to do some heavier sets and you're going to do some lighter sets, but it's about the overall volume and the overload and how much you're training to failure in your intensity in terms of a bodybuilding program. If you're looking to lose weight, you want to put on muscle and train your muscle but not get super bulky, you might want to opt for more higher repetitions and shorter rest and more endurance type training. There's no cons to either. There's a con if you're doing A, try to get the adaptation for B. If you are doing one or the other, there's no negatives. It just depends on what your goals are. Next question from Kitty Zeng. Love your videos, Papa Swolio. Thank you, Kitty. I love Kitty. Any tips or exercises for fixing glute imbalances? I've started to notice that my left glute and hamstrings are more sore after intense leg day. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have a glute imbalance. It could be that you're having a form imbalance. It could be something that could be corrected by some kind of external feedback, like a personal trainer or looking at a video. But if you are talking about a glute imbalance like ipsilateral, where you have one side, or unilateral, you have one side that is activating more than the other, you could do single leg hip bridges, you could do single leg balance reach, single leg squats. There are definitely a lot of ways to correct that imbalance, but it really depends on where that imbalance is coming from. And to be honest, it's hard for me to say that just with that statement. I would have to see the form and see what's going on to let you know whether or not, or where it's coming from, or try to give my expertise in assessing that, because just because you feel it in one side more than the other doesn't mean you necessarily have an imbalance. It could just be postural. It could be coming from somewhere else, but generally generally, you would be correct that the glutes are usually what's imbalanced, whether or not the problem is coming at the knees or the ankles or the lower back or the shoulders. A lot of times it can come from the glutes originally. So I would focus on practicing yoga, which will help your dynamic posture, and also focus on unilateral glute exercises on the weaker side. But again, you would have to assess to see which side is the weakest and which side is the strongest, because if you're getting sore on one side more than the other, it could be that that sore side is actually activating more and it's taking more of the force, which is why it's more sore. It doesn't mean that that sore side is the weaker side. It could be the opposite. The last thing you want to do is overtrain a side that's already activated and one side just kind of gets left in the wayside. You would have to get an assessment done or submit your video. We do this a lot in Swolenormous X. If you're interested in joining, you can click the links in the description down below. Go to swolenormousx.com. We do this a lot with member submissions where we all take a look at the video, I take a look at the video, and we give feedback and stuff like that, in addition to your own program design and all the other yoga classes and stuff that are a part of Swolenormous X. So shameless plug, but we do have all the things that you need to work on this issue inside my private member site. So if you're interested, check that out. And aside from that, I would get another professional assessment or do some more unilateral glute exercise on both sides and see which one seems a little bit more out of place. Well, thank you so much everyone for your questions. I really hope you got a lot of value from this episode. Remember, if you want your question featured right here on Ask Papa Swolio, drop your question in the comments down below with the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Click the link, motherfucker! Click the link! Click the link! Watch another video, like and subscribe. I know you want to. You know you want to. Come on, everyone knows you want to. You love Papa Swolio. You love the man bun. You love the sick bugging gains. You love it. Oh, oh, oh. You love it. Oh, 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 oh.